What is good, Horror Horde? This is your boy Horror Gamer, back with another video for you. And on tonight's video we have a Creepypasta Theater. And on tonight's episode of Creepypasta Theater, we explore a truly terrifying creepypasta known as The Camp in the White Mountains. In the summer of 2003, two brothers in their 30s, Paul and Richard Morris, traveled to the White Mountains of Arizona. The mountains, engulfed in dense forests, were full of rivers bursting with fish, and Richard was a keen fisherman. The Morris brothers were heading there to get away from it all for the summer. They were wise to pick this location, as its remoteness provided peace away from everybody. The two would stay in their uncle's solitary cabin located deep in the central forested part of the range. Their uncle had sent them an email about the cabin weeks before. He said he was giving it up for them as he was moving towards retirement. After several hours of a cycle ride, they finally arrived to the cabin. They brought their belongings and noticed the cabin had a computer which Paul checked out, perfect for storing photos and emailing their friends about their trip. There was no files on the PC or a password, so they assumed that their uncle had left it free and clear for their use. Later that evening, they went out fishing to the river about a mile away. Richard knew that the rivers there had all the best salmon and trout, and he hoped that he would make the catch of the day, or even the month, as his uncle would say. After more than an hour of fishing, the two set off back home with a fresh catch to eat by the fire. Paul had taken some photos of the fish they had caught and went onto the cabin's computer to upload them. However, as they entered, Richard noticed an unusual trail of brownish, sooty substance that was leading into the house from the edge of one of the floorboards. Richard, following the trail, and saw it to and abruptly stopped in front of the computer. Paul asked him what he was doing, and Richard pointed out the trail for him. Feeling disturbed, Paul decided to upload his photos to the PC while Richard studied the substance to work out what caused it. He first thought it might have been a small fire or something like that. Richard looked at the floorboard where the trail started, but he couldn't lift it up. It was stuck like cement. Meanwhile, Paul noticed an untitled file in the documents folder. This was peculiar, as when he logged in previously it was empty. Opening the file, his jaw dropped and he nearly fell off his chair. Richard was alerted by his brother shouting and rushed to the scene. Richard tried hard to cover his eyes when he saw the screen. A disturbing, sepia-like image about the size of an ordinary photo was present in the center of the monitor. The image depicted a witch-like woman with a thin, stitched mouth with an expressionless face. It was unclear if it was a photo or a drawing, but it had left Paul in hysterics. Who had put it on and when? Paul continuously asked his brother. Was it you that did this? He demanded. But Richard strongly denied. The computer normally could tell them the time and date the picture was saved, but it said nothing. Has that trail got anything to do with this? He begged for answers more. Neither of them would know how the image got onto the computer. It had no files before, and this cabin was miles away from anyone or any other human or any other settlements. The cabin included padlocked doors, windows, and 24-hour, 7 days a week CCTV, which were mainly there for deterring dangerous animals. But the brothers couldn't find no evidence from these to solve how this chilling work of art could have gotten onto the computer. However, when reviewing the blurry CCTV tapes, they could see at the half-hour mark of camera 3 the trail randomly appearing from nowhere. This caused Paul to panic more. Desperate for answers, the two went to the phone to call the police, but the phone wouldn't work. "What's wrong with it?" gasped Paul. Richard told him it simply wouldn't work. The phone made no sounds when he dialed the cops. They checked its wires, which seemed to be in good condition. Feeling too overwhelmed already from the image that had frightened them out of their skin, they decided it was worth leaving this now ghastly cabin. They swore they would talk to their uncle, as well as the police, once they got back to civilization. They called the cops upon arriving back home, who went to investigate with them along with detectives. The police and detectives could not explain the image or the mysterious trail. The brothers turned to their uncle, who they vowed to speak to about this. "Why did you send us to this creepy cabin of yours?" Richard snapped to him over the phone, to which their uncle replied, "But I don't have a cabin." So, Horror Horde, if you ever find yourself wanting or receiving an email from a family member stating that they have a secluded area that you can spend your vacation, think twice before you go, or reach back out to them and ask them if this is 100% for real, because you never know who or what can be waiting for you in the darkness. And with all that being said, Horror Horde, this is your boy Horror Gamer saying, until next time, don't fear the darkness, embrace it.